What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. Check it out, I'm wearing my Batman shirt tonight for the first time in a really long time because I want to talk to you a little bit about Batman Arkham Knight. Before we get started here, though, let me warn you, this video is filled with my opinions, my personal opinions, some opinions that some people may find offensive or political, so if you're particularly sensitive to those type of things, I suggest you watch another video instead. I did a rambling video yesterday, you might like that. So as it turns out, Batman Arkham Knight has been rated by the ESRB to have an M for mature rating. And that carries a lot of negative things with it. It means some stores won't carry the game at all. It means some people won't be able to buy it without parental permission. And in fact, some countries like Australia may not even publish the game in its current form altogether. Now, what makes this so interesting to me is the statement that came from the founder of Rocksteady, Sefton Hall, who said, "From our point of view, we never wrote it or made it with a rating in mind. We never did that in the previous games either. We just felt that this is the story we really wanted to tell." He acknowledged that the M for mature rating carries a lot of baggage with it, but he went on to say that it would be wrong to water down the game to appeal to the mass market. He says, "We're not including gratuitous blood or swearing. We just want to deliver a true end with no compromises," and that takes us to some really dark places. So what we have here is a company that wrote a story that they really liked. That story got initially reviewed. There were some flags in it that said, this material is questionable, and it's possible that we'll get an M for mature rating, which means we won't get mass market appeal. The folks at Rocksteady said, "We don't care. This is the story we want to tell, and we'll deal with the M for mature rating. We'll deal with the backlash," and they pushed ahead with Warner Brothers' permission. And I think that is awesome right now in today's political climate. Because right now, the entire world's eyes are on the gaming industry, as it should be. It is a multi-billion-dollar business outselling books, music, videos, just about every other form of media, and there's a lot of scrutiny that goes along with that. Right now, we have activists both inside and outside of the industry who are trying to evoke real, lasting change in gaming. And hey, some of this stuff is actually pretty good when it comes to representing or including people of different cultures, of different sexual orientations, or both men and women, so that they feel comfortable while playing games. That's the kind of change that I can get behind. The downside to this political atmosphere is we see some developers afraid to tell the types of stories they want to tell. They're terrified of that M for mature rating. They're terrified of being up on the front page of CNN for trying to corrupt our children and making them awful people by showing them too dark or too violent of things or anything along that lines. They're just afraid to stand up for the stories that they want, but not Rocksteady and not Warner Brothers, and I think that is freaking awesome. Because, I actually really like change. I like to see a variety of different games involving a variety of different themes for a variety of different people. I think more gamers equals better, and I think that is awesome. But a price that I really don't want to pay is saying goodbye to some of my favorite themes and favorite things in games. I like mature themes. I like violent games. They are particularly fun or interesting to me. I like to go from Skylanders one week to Grand Theft Auto the next. That's just the kind of guy I am, and I'd hate for Grand Theft Auto to go away and all that's left is Skylanders. It's a good game, but it's not enough. I truly believe, and I know this might be considered offensive, but I truly believe that game developers should and can cut mature themes and story elements, swearing, and other things from their games if it allows more people to enjoy the game and feel more included while they're playing that game. As long as it does not compromise the story, nor does it compromise the actual vision of the game, I think that's something you can and probably should consider doing. But if your vision, if your outline, if your dream for the creation you want to create is sexy or gross or violent or bloody or just kind of offensive or edgy, if that's what you want to create, I think you should be allowed to create it. and allow the market to decide whether or not it's acceptable or not. Because I still believe video games are art, and they should be subjected to the same rules of art that just about any other form of art gets, whether it's a painting or a drawing or a record or anything else. I believe that whatever the artist's vision is should be allowed to exist, whether people are like it or not. And I'll tell you something, when it comes to the game that they're describing, a Batman at his most powerful, making his enemies the most desperate that they've ever been, that they're willing to do anything and everything, no matter how vile or disgusting to the Batman to try to defeat him. That sounds like a game I can't wait to play. Be still, my enlarged heart. So tell me, what do you think about all of this? Are you excited that the next Batman game is going to have an M for mature rating, or does it mean that you won't play it because you find that type of material offensive? Do you think it's awesome that Rocksteady decided to stay true to their vision, or do you think they should have made compromises to allow more people to play the game? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments section below. I will be reading them as always. And forgive me if my opinion here seems a little bit offensive. I know that right now this could be taken the wrong way, and I certainly hope that it's not. Please, please, please understand. This is just about violence in video games and very little else. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll speak with you soon.